What the hell was that? Oh man, welcome to episode 12, man, of What's New Sideshow, featuring myself and Buck Fangs, man. What's going on, Buck?
I'm good, man. I made the wise decision. I had McDonald's for breakfast.
Oh man, dude. Shout out to Taco Bell, man. And with that being said, before we get started, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Hey, and go ahead and follow the Facebook group, the Cashing Out Collecting Community Group. Episode 12. We got to talk about it, Buck. We got to talk about it. As you guys know, every Thursday, Sideshow releases bare minimum, they're going to release art prints. And for the most part, there's usually one that catches my eye where I'm kind of like, okay. Even if I won't pick it up, it'll at least catch my eye. It's when I'm like, I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Today, it did not catch my eye, man. So we'll go ahead and bring these up here first. Actually, just talk about the prints first, and then we'll get into the first one up that we'll talk about is going to be the Silk. Now you said you know this artist, right? Tiago?
No, I don't know this artist.
Oh, it's the Justice
I
League, right?
Yeah, this one is not good for me. It's like there's like a 3D model being used, and there's barely any paint over being done to supplement that. It's clearly like you can see her face, even her hair is like a 3D, either 3D or it was like photo bashed in,
Yeah.
but not my style. I don't like it, and it's kind of a boring composition in general.
Are you fine with Spider-Man being in the background? Because I feel like he's there, but is it really needed?
It's kind of just flat. I don't know.
Yeah.
It adds visual interest into the background. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, but generally speaking, this is the style that this goes with that doesn't appeal to me,
Yeah.
and just the fact that it's just the face is just a 3D render,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
clearly a 3D render.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not a big fan of this print. It didn't catch my eye off the instance, and I always pay attention to Spider-Man prints or Batman prints. Um, did not catch my eye at all. The one takeaway that I can say that I do like, two things actually. Number one, I like the fact that we're getting more silk prints just for the silk fans out there. But also, I did think the webbing was done fairly well. It wasn't as good as what I've seen from artists such as Derek Chu or Felipe. However, I could appreciate what they did with the what was done with the webbing, the spiders being touched on there. That's probably the only good takeaway that I can see. Other than that, I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
Just doesn't catch my eye like that. It just
Hmm.
doesn't. But like I said, hey, for the people out there, it's limited edition for 200 on paper, 50 aluminum. And I'm assuming the frame version will probably be another 200 as well. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm very surprised Sideshow is turning this into a print. Are these are they expecting them to be more discerning? But
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, man. Let me go ahead and get this one down and get the next one up here. One second. Now, this one here, I initially when I saw it, I was like, "Yo, Justice League!" Obviously, with the new Superman, the Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, they still have their dark side. You can still get Power Girl. Just to name a few characters, depending on if you like the original, the animated series, whatever your thing is. But then I took a second look, because the first look was just, oh crap, Justice League. But then that real look was like, ugh. And before we get started, 250 on paper, 50 aluminum, and again, they'll have a frame version as well. I'll let you go, Buck, because
Yeah.
yeah,
So I like this artist's work, Stepan Shajic. Stepan Shajic. Yeah, pretty
wow,
sure that's how you say his name. He does like streams sometimes of his work on like I believe it's YouTube. Watch some of them, and he goes way back. He's been a digital artist for like I remember from when I was very young. He had like an ongoing series on Deviant Art, if anyone knows that website. And it was like a S&M series with two lesbian women. It was called Sunstone. The art is pretty cool. I probably shouldn't have been reading it anyways. But regardless, great artist. What I'd say about this is it's too rough for like if you were looking at like I think for an art print, you'd be looking for something that's cover quality that would be the cover of a comic book, and this as a cover is too rough. It's not like finished rendered, like the rendering isn't complete. uh there's a lot of like sloppy brushwork in areas because I don't know. Even you can see most of that looking sloppy with the cyborg, and I know he
Hmm.
can make something that looks more polished than this. He's done a lot of work for DC, and he's worked with Sideshow before. I don't know if it was for art prints, but I know that he did the concept art for the old Sideshow um, He-Man
Yeah.
and Skeletor, and I think he also did She-Ra as well. But like looking at this, I like his style. Like the style is nice. It's just that the piece itself is not complete. It's very sloppy. This is something that I feel like would be like a color rough after getting a thumbnail. This would be a color rough before you do a finished render. Like just look at Cyborg's arm, like and his body. The textures are just clearly slapped on with an image, like the one around his neck and his
Yeah.
arms, and then the rest of him where you can see it's just like you can still see the rough black outline, you
Yeah.
know, on
Yeah.
parts of him because it hasn't been rendered out. Um, so it's very sloppy brushwork. This isn't something I'd use as a print. Kind of disappointing because I do like his work. You can see the same thing with Wonder Woman's leg, like
Yeah,
here.
man.
See the
Yeah.
it's very rough. It's not a complete art piece, So
Yeah.
again, I'm kind of very confused why Sideshow is turning this into an art print. I would expect it to be more discerning. You can see a lot of sloppy parts like that in this. If the purpose of this was to inform a finished piece, and this is just someone showing their work to say, okay, these are the colors I'm gonna go with. Now I'm gonna finish rendering it. Yeah, this would be cool. But this as a finished piece does not work because it's not finished. It doesn't look complete.
Well,
Um,
what do you
yeah.
think about the character choices in terms of not the original seven, um, and then also,
So these are basically this is like the Justice League animated
that's what I
series,
was
except
saying,
except for
thinking, yeah,
Cyborg. Except for
right.
Cyborg. So Cyborg wasn't there.
Martian
Those
Manhunter and Superman look very alike from the animated.
yeah. But like in terms of the character choices, you got Hawk Girl, John Stewart, you
Yeah,
know, exactly. You got everyone that was in the animated series. Maybe they don't look exactly like how they did in the show, but
Batman kind of
this
does.
is this is the lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I-
yeah. Crazy, man, crazy. So I want to bring this up here because a lot of people are gonna be talking about this in a couple shows and everything. See if I can find where I have it at. But actually, I'll just bring it up here.
I even remembered the artist for the previous piece, the Justice League piece. He also
Yeah.
drew and wrote like it was a DC Black Label comic. It was Harleen. It was like about Harley Quinn,
Oh
kind of
wow.
like an Elseworld. I think it's like a origin story sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going through how she was at the Arkham Asylum and when she was treating Joker. Now she became
Nice.
Harley Quinn.
Nice. So to ask you, for one, are you even a Daredevil fan? Daredevil, Elektra, Hell's Kitchen, all that stuff.
It depends. I'm
Wow.
not the biggest fan of both characters, but I do like them. Um, if presented well, like I would hop on statues of them. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, it's time to face your demons, Buck. We got Electra, a new premium format coming in from Sideshow Collectibles. I think this is going to be a massive hit. I do think the price point, based on what we're getting from the base as well as the character, is going to be a tad higher than what people would like or are anticipating. Not by much, maybe, 40, $50. But I do think you're going to get the best licensed Electra to date. The last one, I know a lot of people had leaning issues with the last one. Some people had issues where the earring would break from the ear just because it was very fragile. Um, Other people didn't care for the face portrait as much compared to like the hair bangs. So I feel like this one's going to be a complete 360. I sold the one that I had. I know Brenton sold his. Um, I am a fan of the Hell's Kitchen, stuff like that. Obviously I would actually have a space for this. And now again, I'm no longer pre-ordering statues, just kind of waiting patiently in the shadows. If I like this, if I like the price point, I this is something I would highly consider down the line. What's your thoughts on what you see here from this quote unquote teaser?
I like the concept.
Yeah.
I like her pose. Um, like I really like all of that, but what I can see of her face, I don't like her portrait. I don't like and it's not like her portrait is bad. It's just
Hmm.
I don't find it striking.
Wow.
Um yeah, it's kind of bland for me, the portrait.
Yeah. Now I must admit that I think so. I do agree. Like the mouth area looks a little. I don't know. Like it doesn't seem like it goes with what she's doing. I
I
think
don't
we
even
might
have
have
a
the we might got the same issue that people had with the Scarlet Witch. Now, when I got my Scarlet Witch in hand, mine was fine. So maybe it's one of those things when you get in hand, it'll be a little different. No pun
mhm,
intended, since she's clearly fighting the hand on the
mhm.
base. But I like this. I like the hair. Like the thing with the hair, like you always kind of got I don't know what you call it, bandana or whatever. You always have that kind of in the way with the hair, but I think both are flowing very well. I think it's safe to say this isn't a horror bottle portrait. Is that safe to say?
You never know.
You never know. You know,
But
hey,
I'm
even Michael
leaning.
Jordan hit a brick every now and then. You never know. You
Oh
never know.
man, I'm leaning towards this being the same
LeBron
person that did
James,
uh the Tila for Wonder for like the Tila or the
Steve
or
Lord.
no, it wasn't Steve Lord. This thing is like Schumacher or something. Daniel or Ulrich. Like
Ulrich. Okay. Okay.
I think it's Daniel Ulrich or something.
Yeah.
I think he also did the Twitter, like not the tweet. Yeah, the Twitter had Poison Ivy, and it might have also done the Sideshow Poison Ivy.
Well, what do you
The
think? What do you think on this base? Do you think this base is going to? Because clearly they're giving you a lot of base, but opposed to other, uh, like people like other like XMs or whatever,
Mhm,
they're giving you a lot, but they're kind of taking the tweeterhead Harley approach, where you're getting a lot, but it's going up, so it's not
mhm,
going to take up a lot of space. And I think they
mhm,
do stuff like this purposely for price.
mhm.
Because more with they got to charge for the boxes, et cetera, et cetera. So I like what they're doing here.
Yeah, I think it's good, and just in general, the concept, what is happening, I like this a lot. I
Yeah,
think this
concept.
is
Yeah,
is a very strong base. The
yeah,
design elements are good. Um, yeah, I just want to wait and see
a little bit more. Yeah.
a little bit more. And I'm willing to bet there's no switch outs either.
I,
Sideshow, stop doing this. Start
no,
putting
no,
switch outs
no.
again.
Remember, I told people this. If you paid attention to what Daniel Bell said, he said based on the statues in Europe, Italy, et cetera, when these famous sculptors were doing, the David, the Michelangelo, all this type of stuff, there was no swap outs. And that's his vision of the perfect statue. Now, for me, I will say this. I don't mind it. but I do like having the option. However, I get what he's saying, but then people, because like for the most
I don't
part,
want to I don't want to hate on Daniel Bell
no,
and
no,
like
no,
his
no,
opinion,
no, we're
but
not.
no
But
no
for the
no
most
I
part,
know
if there's 3 portraits, Buck, you're only using one. You're only using one.
gives you three chances to get it right.
Oh
Didn't get it right
boy,
with
here we
this one.
man. Let's go to the
They
last pick,
didn't
man.
get it right with this one, at least for me. I'll just say like I can understand that sentiment, but those artists were not creating a commercial product for mass appeal. They were being
Okay,
commissioned by a singular entity to make something, and they usually get paid by someone to produce something. That's why they made what they made, and those things are nice, right? But
I, so what I want to focus on in this picture is any sort of detail or texture that you do see. I like the stitching that you see, and then even right here on his hand, I like how we can see the texture there, and then even on the hood here. What's your thoughts on just the line work, and do you feel like we're gonna get real blades or PCS, no pun intended, to their PCS blade? And I don't mean like real, but I mean like
real metal.
not flimsy.
I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't care. In that regard, like if
As
it
long as it looks
looks the
right.
way it currently looks
Yeah.
in hand, then I'm sure that'll be fine. I'm not touching the metal piece.
Wow.
In regards to the ninjas themselves, I think this really nice sculpt for the fabric of the clothes and the bindings on their forearms, the
Hmm.
forearm guards, all that stuff. The masks, they don't look like just generic ninjas.
Yeah.
Um, they actually went into like designing them to look somewhat unique. And they're not
Yeah.
just ninjas in black.
I do like the mask that they have on. I think this mask looks incredibly well, and um I yeah, I like what I see. I really do, man. This kind of reminds me of Sideshow's Ronin combined with Electra. Um, I generally like what I see, um, combined with like the Psylocke, so to say. The only nitpick right now is really the portrait. I think the paint, the concept, the design, the even the price and the addition stuff. I think everything is gonna be there, but that portrait is the one thing I just need to see it. You know what I
You're not
mean?
sold yet.
I'm not sold yet. No, I'm sold on the
Hmm.
character and I'm sold on everything else, but that portrait is going to be a make or break for me because that's going to be the one thing based on where I would put it at in my room. I would have a straight view at it, like literally a
Hmm.
straight view. So I would need to. It wouldn't be one of those things where oh, it's at the other end of the room. I love everything, but the portrait I can deal with it. And I told you I'm not selling no more. So if I get something in, I'm trying to have it be the best representation. So when I do quote unquote retire and maybe sell one here or there to upgrade or something, that's the only thing that I see myself doing in the future is possibly upgrading. So I want those forever pieces. That's
Hmm.
just where I'm at now, So
She
I
looks
don't know,
good.
man.
Like in general, she looks good. The piece
Yeah.
as a whole. Where are you leaning to in terms of your price predictions?
Ooh. Now the last one didn't have a high edition size. However, it had a CE, it had an exclusive, and it had a variant. So if you combine them all together, it had enough. Based on today's market, Electra, I do predict they will be making a new Daredevil to accompany this, not right away, but down the line. I'm gonna say 1750 on the edition size with a price point of $735.
I think price wise you're close. Edition size, I think you're way off. I think this is gonna be 1,000 or less.
I'm saying 1750 with no exclusive,
Yeah,
no variant. Because
yeah.
remember, last time it was like 500, but they was exclusive. It was variants. You see what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
We'll see though. We'll see. I mean, but it's a female. I know she's not as popular as Red Sonja, but it's a female now.
yeah. But like even,
Oh,
I
okay,
don't
Wonder
know.
Woman 600, Captain Marvel 600. You know what? I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna keep the price point the same. No exclusive. I'm gonna say 1250.
I think that's way too high for this character.
Wow. 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 750. Last thought. 750.
Okay, price
750.
aside, do you think there's gonna be any like I know I asked it already, but that
Yeah,
was in
yeah.
regards to the face, but
Yeah.
swap out weapons. The other one had like katanas. This one has
Katanas
the
and these.
sai. So the other one had the katana and the sai, and this one just so far we can see the sai. You think they're gonna add weapon swap outs?
If they're smart with this one, despite what I said earlier with
Mm-hmm.
Bell, this is a character you want to give them both. Yes. So I say give us a portrait and then give us the swap outs. Or I mean, this is the character that uses both. So why not? Why
If
not?
I just had a crazy thought. If Daniel Bell is like spearheading this
Oh God.
no swap out movement, get rid of him at Sideshow. Just kick him out.
All right, that's been episode 12
Send him
of What's New
somewhere else.
Sideshow.
I want swap outs.
Oh wow. Wow. They're gonna clip that one. They're
I
gonna
want
clip
swap
Death to
outs.
Mutants and get rid of Daniel Bell.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Daniel. Like you keep your job if you just start putting swap outs again. But that's
Yeah,
only if you're the one spearheading this movement.
I hear you, man.
Just because you have the preference doesn't mean you're the one who's spearheading
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
For all
exactly.
we
And
know,
again,
it's a cost saving measure.
but you also have to remember one of the other art directors, if I'm not mistaken, is Martin Canal. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be his decision on this one, where it's like, no, I would prefer a swap out. Like art is subjective, so you never know. Art is very subjective.
Bring the swap outs back, Sideshow. I'm not liking this no swap out Sideshow.
Yeah,
Give me, or at
man.
least if you don't want to do swap outs, make sure the statue is 100% amazing.
Yeah, dude. I hear you on that one. I hear you on
Like the
that one.
Dazzler. Dazzler's pretty solid statue.
Dazzler is pretty solid, dude. Definitely is pretty solid. One thing I want to touch on real quick before we get out of here, just to share this one real quickly. If you guys do go to Sideshow, click on their What's New page, because you can see a bunch of Disney stuff that they've been producing and coming out with, such as Harry Potter, uh, Lilo and Stitch, obviously. A lot of cool things that.
And anime.
Oh wow. A lot of cool things that some of you guys and gals may actually like in your collection. That Wampa, wow. Wowzer. But a lot of cool things for you guys. Hello Kitty, that's pretty cool as well. So check that out. And they're fairly priced, pretty cheap, man. Um, any last words, Buck Fangs?
Bring back the switch outs or get rid
Wow,
of the people that don't want them.
wow, that is insane. I'd rather have no switch outs and keep those people. Just my
There's
opinion.
tons of good artists. Get them, get rid of them. Bring good artists that want switch outs. But obviously, it's not their choice necessarily. Depends, there's project
Said they're being
managers.
held against their will by Daniel Bell.
And it's like, that, remember what they did in the Renaissance? No swap outs. I'm trying to make the David here.
Beheading the artist for doing it exclusive.
Oh,
They're gonna pull a Aang Sing and give you the plugins later.
oh man,
Oh man.
I need my plugins, Daniel. Come on.
Oh wow. So yeah, man, this has been episode 12 of What's New Sideshow. You guys can check out any previous episode on the video tab there. And this Saturday we will have episode 31, if I'm not mistaken, of Saturday Night Live Chat. I do think we're gonna just continue with that name, Buck. Maybe switch it up slightly, maybe Saturday Statue Chat or something. I don't really know, but it was always called Saturday Night Live Chat. So I figure that's what it started with. You know what I mean? Don't fix it. You cool with the name? Like it's cool. It don't matter, right?
We call it bring back the swap outs
Oh wow.
chat. Sideshow, I'm not happy with this decision. I'm just saying it. I want my swap outs back.
Oh my.
I want my swap outs back.
Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. We out of here. Follow the Facebook group, the Cashing Out Collective Community
If you're
Group.
an
See you
artist that
guys
wants to work
Saturday.
at Sideshow, if you bring him back swap outs, I'll vote for you.
Oh wow. Hey, Cash 2024, Death to Mittens, and disrespect the cops.